What's up guys, it's Austin here, and for this week's Showcase Saturday we picked the Special morph. And the Special is a gene inside of the Bell complex, just like Mojave, Lesser, Mystic, and Phantom, and all the other ones as well. But it kind of looks similar to a normal ball python, brings in some lighter tones, still has a lot of those browns, and kind of gives you a little bit of a different pattern as well. You get a lot more alien heads on the side, and when we're referring to alien heads, we mean these two eyes that you're seeing inside of these little patterns over here. You also got some donut holes, but with the Specials you get a lot of alien heads and tends to brighten up the snake a bit. And a lot of our special stuff is possible het monsoon, so it may look a little different than yours. We're still going to show you some really cool combos, so let's get straight into it. Here we have a Special yellow belly, possible double het for monsoon and pied, and I'm pretty sure it's going to prove out for both. Usually when we have the Specials that are het monsoon, you get a head stamp, and with the het pied you usually get some ringers, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. But when you add yellow belly into Special, it still keeps the overall snake really dark. The only thing that really changes is a little bit of the pattern. You get these wider keyholes and alien heads, and you get a lot of flaming coming up from the belly, especially those yellows you're seeing right before the white on the belly. That's all the flaming from the yellow belly, and it even comes up the side a little bit and stops halfway up those alien heads. Just gives you all this flaming. It's really cool inside of this snake. Adding Asphalt or Spectre and anything else yellow belly complex can really change this if you get into the Freeways, the Super Stripes, and even the Puma stuff. But Special and yellow belly are really good building blocks for a lot of recessive projects. Inside a Pied it looks really cool, and inside a Clown it could look really cool too. But Special yellow bellies just look amazing. Here we have a Black Pastel Special yellow belly, and adding the Black Pastel into it really changed the overall look of the snake. Black Pastel is one of those really overpowering genes, especially because it's so dark. But if you look at normal Black Pastel yellow belly, you'll notice a lot of differences here. The Special came and helped lighten up the overall tone of the snake, especially this pattern within around here. Not on the dorsal, not on the alien heads, but in between you have a lot more lighter tones, and that's the Special coming in and just lightening it up. Of course we have yellow belly again giving us that yellow on the belly here and those flaming coming up the sides, but now with the Black Pastel and Special, the flame really comes up all the way into the dorsal and even bands over some places, which is just really cool. And if you look at the dorsal stripe on this snake, you can notice it's pretty bright, especially towards the tail. It gets a lot lighter. That too is from the Special. Special is a really good enhancing gene. It does some pattern changes as well to it. You just notice how wacky all the alien heads are and how they're just chained together. That's a reaction between the Special and the Black Pastel together. But overall, Special is once again is an enhancing gene. It can brighten really dark snakes, and if you put it with light snakes, it can make them even brighter, like the next one we're going to show you. This one right here is a Pastel Enchi Special yellow belly, and Enchi is one of those genes that really cleans up the pattern. And you can see how much cleaner the Special is with the Enchi inside of there. Enchi also gives you a color change halfway up the belly. That's why you're seeing some really nice muddy colors here, and then a much brighter color towards the belly there. And of course we have yellow belly again giving us this really nice flaming and flecking along the side of the belly. And the flaming is just the stuff you're seeing coming up in between the alien heads. And of course Pastel is in here as well, and it's just brightening up the whole snake. But when you take Special and add it inside, it definitely takes that brightness up a notch. You can just see all the different tones of yellow in here. You almost got some white tones in the head there, especially in the eye bands. They're very bright, and that's just a mix of the Pastel, Special, Enchi, and yellow belly. Pastel Enchi yellow belly is a very bright snake already, and then adding the Special turned it up a notch and didn't change too much of the pattern. It did give us a little bit more alien heads and a little bit more messy pattern towards the top of the snake. But the Enchi did come through towards the end of the snake and clean it up that much more. And if you look at that head, we have that classic Pastel Enchi butterfly head stamp. But with the Special, it made it blushed out that much more. And it's a lot of bright tones in the snake, especially towards the dorsal. We're noticing that Special gives a little bit more brightness in the dorsal if you do have a dorsal stripe there. So you can see how much brighter it is in the middle versus that first layer right here. And that's just once again the Enchi darkness over here, the Enchi lightness over here, and then the Special just brightening up the whole rest of the snake. And once again, even the pattern between the alien heads around the dorsal, you have a lot of blushing over there, and it's just the Special making it work. And Just really good for light combos and dark combos. And we're gonna move back to Black Pastel again, just to show you how much it can light up some other combos. So here we have the Black Pastel Pinstripe Special. And if you guys search up a Black Pastel Pinstripe, you can notice they're a little bit darker than this. And the pattern's pretty much similar, has a very wacky pattern. This one might be a little bit more wackier, especially in the dorsal. You got some really nice dorsal breaks and dots in the dorsal. But the overall tone and color of the snake, we have a lot of blushing inside of it, especially at the head there. And all that is contributed by the special. The special really helps brighten, once again, its enhancing morph. And it could take dark morphs like Black Pastel Pinstripe and make them glow like this, especially towards the belly here. No yellow belly in the snake, but the special still has an effect brightening it up and making it look that much cooler. So like I said earlier, special is a part of the bell complex, and when you mix it with other bell complexes, you get something called a crystal. And a normal crystal is just a Mojave Special, and that's what we have here. And when you add Mojave and Special, it has a really crazy reaction and takes away all those really dark colors, especially since Mojave is already a dark morph and the Special by itself is a dark morph. It gives you this really nice glowing snake. It's a lot of yellows in here, tans, and even some like greenish tones coming up from the belly. Not too sure how much the camera is going to pick that up, but I really like the look of the snake. It kind of has that Mojave pattern along the sides. It's a little bit changed with the special though, and it has a pretty nice dorsal stripe throughout. The snake is also possible double het monsoon pied, and I wouldn't be surprised if it proved out het pied with just how much striping we have on the dorsal here and some of the dragging on the pattern along the tails. And just special and Mojave or any bell complex will give you a really bright snake, but there's some that I like to keep away from, and that's going to be the lesser and the butter stuff, even some of the bamboo stuff, because it'll make almost a white snake where it hides a lot of pattern and you can't tell too much. Even the super specials can look a little bit different than this, and we're going to actually get into a super special combo next. So like I was saying, bell complex with the special can make a really white snake, and that goes for the supers as well. But here we have an Enchi super special asphalt, 50% het for monsoon. And you can see the Enchi brought back a lot of pattern and a lot of colors. So super specials normally are all white. When you add the Enchi, it brings in all these really nice orange tones inside of the dorsal, and even inside of some head pattern back in the head. And if you look at the head, you can see a faint pattern on there. That's very typical of special combos, especially with bell complex, especially when you have other genes in there. It goes hide a lot of that pattern in the head, and you kind of get a glowing pattern on the head here. But Enchi made it stand out that much more by adding the orange into it and just banded all the pattern over the back. That's usually what Enchi does, a lot of banding, and you can just see the pattern coming up over the dorsal, giving that really nice effect and just making a really beautiful snake. Special works really well in some of the recessive combos, and here we have a special combo pied, and special pies tend to be very high white, usually only head pattern, unless you can add some other genes. Sometimes you get a little bit of dots on the dorsal or towards the tail, but usually it's just a head pattern. And this is a special, possible yellow belly, possible leopard pied, 50% het for monsoon. So possibly this could also be het monsoon, which would be affecting the head pattern. But this is typically what you're going to get, a darker head on the top, and then right where the snout is, you get some really nice highlighted colors, and you might get a head stamp sometimes. So it looks really cool inside of the pied, takes away a lot of the pattern. Adding certain genes inside, maybe Enchi will bring back some pattern or pinstripe, but we haven't made too many special pie combos yet, so we're still working around with it. Comment down below what genes you think would complement the snake. Speaking of recessives, we gotta get special into the clown, and here we just have a special clown. Right off the bat, it looks similar to those other bell complex clowns. Kind of looks like a lesser clown, kind of looks like a Mojave clown, but not quite of each. It looks a little bit different, has a nicer tone, especially in the dorsal. You get those really nice orange hues coming through, and I really like the head stamp on there. Kind of reminds me of a leopard clown with that little thing in the middle of the snout. But overall, a really nice looking snake, a lot of tan colors, some oranges, and even some flaming coming up from the belly. You got the white flaming in here, and if you look actually in the alien heads, you got some really nice orange tones blushing it out. We have a few combo clowns, and the last one is just killer, so let's go move on to those. Here we have a spot nose special clown, and if you look up a spot nose clown, this looks pretty different, especially with the colors. The pattern is pretty similar to your normal special, but it did more to the colors than anything. Spot nose clowns tend to have a lot of orange hues coming up from the belly. Here they kind of are more white, but you still get a lot of those oranges inside of the alien heads like what you're seeing over here. And once again, if we look at that dorsal, we got those really nice orange hues coming through, fighting with those browns and giving us that really nice look. And if you look at the head again, we have that similar leopard clown head stamp there. The spot nose changed it a little bit, and we have those really nice orange hues in there, just making it look really nice. I think adding maybe yellow belly to this, or even hurricane, blackhead, and maybe even some darker genes could really make it pop with the special coming in and lightening it up. The very last snake in today's episode, this is going to be the special Enchi Freeway Clown. We were super lucky to hit this, and this snake just looked incredible as a baby. It looks really cool as it ages too. I just wish it was a little bit more clean, but if you look at the head stamp on this snake, when it came out, it looked just like Jesus on it. Kind of faded a little bit since, but you can still make out Jesus's head. So comment down below if you see the Jesus in there. And just the whole look of the snake is really cool. We've hit Enchi Freeway Clowns before, but right away we noticed with the special, the color is the biggest difference, especially in that head. Those orange hues fighting with those browns and grays look really cool, and then the overall yellow tone on the head just surrounding it is amazing. And then we look at the pattern along the sides, typical Enchi Freeway Clown pattern, but the colors once again are that much more enhanced. The dorsal has a red hue to it and some orange spots, and then we have that really nice yellow, orange, and just pixelated mess on the sides. A really cool snake. Not too sure what we can add to this to make it that much better. Maybe the super asphalt version will look cool, but we're still working the special into the clowns. A lot more stuff to come. And just stay tuned. If you guys want to go see a more in-depth video on any of the morphs that we've covered here, comment down below. We're definitely going to go back to them. We're now going to stick to about 10 to 12 animals per episode, just so we can show you the basics of what it does. And if you guys want to see more, let us know. We'll do another video. But that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.